uno momento as I get myself together. I
I
wanna.
don't know. I ain't even
You
put
already
my
know I
pajama.
do all my tick
I haven't
stuff.
even put my pajamas on yet. I still got the hospital gown.
Hold it.
Huh? I ain't even got to keep the pajamas on until I put them on. It's gonna be interesting because they say, oh, we can't. I can't check your leg with pajamas on. So she said tomorrow it'll be different. I said, yeah, you can just pull the leg up. And I think it's got the tape up on my damn side. Shit.
My apologies in advance. I have a roommate, and that's all right because we still gonna get it done. The question of today is Earth in retrograde? Um, First and foremost, I want to go over where the planets are at on our chakra centers. So if we go
You
to
break a
our root
chest.
chakra, our root chakra is ruled by Saturn. And right now, Saturn started off the week in fixated Aquarius energy and Shango energy in the sixth house, ruled by Babalu A. So we're still dealing with that energy, with our groundedness, our discipline, our order, our
That's a
authoritarian
different. That's a
self,
push that I can.
all those things still sitting.
That's a push that I can
And
enjoy. The aroma
there you go.
and this.
All those things still sitting
Now,
and
what
being
you say?
detached, rebellious, revolution. So a lot of your new groundedness and order that you
You got
apply
on
for
top of
yourself
me.
is going to
I
be
do what you do. You
rebellious
do
and
what you
going against
do.
the
What you
grain
do.
of
Fuck
things that
off.
you're used to doing, things that you have been taught
I
to
don't know
do,
why
things you've been
interesting.
conditioned to
I
do,
don't know
stuff
why
like
you keep
that.
saying interesting.
It's going to apply to your everyday routine, your health and wellness, and your everyday routine, as that's what the sixth house is all about. So
Yeah, but I don't be asking about
breaking
women
old
because you don't fuck
traditions
with
and
me. Hey,
making new
pussy.
ones is
Because
definitely
I'm
on
not
the plate.
interested in.
As far as the feminine side of your root chakra, we're dealing with Shango
But you
energy,
look
which
so
is Aquarius
interested
vibes,
in the
and that's
what the
Aquarius
man
energy is
did
also
to
known as
me.
Asar, which is self knowledge, the
You
first
say,
fear
yeah,
in the tree of
if you
life,
have some
and the
pussy
power to
and
be
they
one
have a
with
dick,
all.
it's a different sex.
Saturn is in Shango, so we
I know
have
what I'm
the
doing
root chakra
with a
planet
bill.
sitting in its chakra
And I know what I'm doing
center
with a
side
pussy.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I know what
And
I'm
that's in the
doing.
fixated
I
rebellious
really
energy.
would
So
too.
we're fixated on,
But mine is for a
detaching and
reason,
removing
not
old
for a
traditions
season.
and ways of doing things and
It was for a
creating new
reason
ways
with
of
you.
doing
That's for
things.
sure.
If you guys can't hear me, please let me know so I
Hey,
can
I sure did.
see
Came like I never
y'all
came
chat in
before.
the chat or whatever. But yeah, so, and that's where a lot of our challenges are going to come from too. A
Yeah.
lot of our challenges in life are going to come
Who?
from forcing us to separate ourselves from certain ways that we've
And I
been
like
doing
I told you,
things,
yeah.
and having revolutionary
And if I
ideas
did, guess
and
what?
adopting revolutionary
I don't want to
ideas and
fucking
stuff
dick up
like
in my
that.
ass like that.
Vesta is also in Shango energy.
And
If you're
then I
not
don't
so
want no big
known
dick. I
too
want
much
a
about
good dick.
Vesta, Vesta is an asteroid. If you know about the Vestal
I
virgins,
had my shit,
about
and
how
I
the
had
Vestal
what the
virgins were
reason for.
chosen to watch over
I
the
did what I
fire for
had to do
30
with the dick.
years, and if they
I
were
had my
caught, engaging in any
kids.
sensual activity prior to their 30 years, they were stoned to death. Yet at the same time, they were treated very high class. They were treated like VIP. They were very well respected in their communities. And right now, Vesta is also in Shango
Oh,
energy.
I don't
So,
know.
giving
I
yourself the
don't know and
same
don't care.
sensation as sexual pleasure.
All I was
So,
worried about
really
was
bringing
buying
on
my
that
time.
creativity
I'm not worried
energy,
about just
that
like you.
manifestation
You be worried
energy,
about
all
what a
those
man
different
did to
things.
me. And I don't even
Um,
give a fuck what you did to him.
all those
I'm
different things.
gave pussy and you whatever
It's going
you
to give you
do
the
did
same type
with
of
your dicks.
sensation. Same type of
That's
sensation
what
that you
you'll
get in
think.
manifestation and creativity, the
Yeah.
sensual activity, is what you're going to get when you're like tapping into
Ooh.
your root chakra and creating
Damn.
new groundedness, new order, new
Oh, I think.
discipline for yourself and stuff like that.
Oh, I
In
think I
addition to
will watch
that,
you.
the seventh house is
Don't fucking
also
watch
in your
me like
Shango
porn or
energy.
whatever.
The seventh
You
house
know,
is the Oba house, dealing with balance and justice and fairness, especially in our one-on-one relationships and our partnerships and stuff like that. So, overall, in your feminine side of your root chakra, you're definitely dealing with you experiencing challenges in this realm. So people are going to challenge you. They're going to challenge the new orders and the new rules and regulations you create for yourself. You definitely want to tap into your creative energy on this realm, especially for my individuals who are engaging in celibacy. That energy that you would be utilizing in sensual sexual activity will probably go so more so to this energy of creating groundedness and a new discipline for self. And a lot of it's going to be applied to your one-on-one relationships, creating balance and stuff like that. So that's pretty exciting. A lot. Morphing a lot of you guys' personal relationships in your root chakra right now, because a lot of you guys have been receiving imbalances. You guys have been receiving, you know not receiving not receiving the reciprocation you deserve. So it's time for you guys to do that, and the only way to do that is if you're creating better boundaries and regulations for yourself to do that. On the masculine side of your root chakra, we're dealing with Babalu A energy. Babalu A energy is associated with Seker, which is Ta. This is power, underlying structure. We're dealing with the third sphere on the tree of life. This is the energy of manifestation and creating. We started off the week with the moon and Babalu A. Actually, it was in the cardinal energy. Um, In fact, I don't even know why I wrote the moon there. I was tripping. And then we have Pluto also in Capricorn energy. Pluto is the energy of transformation, sex, death, rebirth, all those different things. So on the outside of self, as like you're going through utilizing your creative energy and all that stuff to, create new groundedness, new rules, revolutionary ideas. On the outside of yourself, you'll be utilizing that power. Pluto is also an energy of power, tapping into your solar plexus chakra to actually implement those new orders for yourself, implement those new disciplines, create those new boundaries, also obtaining like resources of survival, right? And also transforming what it is you're actually obtaining, what the new rules actually are. And if you're not creating them for yourselves, there's definitely going to be like powers that be that you allow into your realm that's going to create them for you. And then the sixth house is also in Babalu A energy, and that's the energy of Eshu, decision making, noticing patterns. So you're going to start noticing patterns that you have been accepting in your root chakra, and they're just not going to fly anymore. And that's so exciting, New things, new things, new things. Um, the next thing we have is our sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is all about feeling joy, luck, your wisdom, pleasure seeking energy. What is pleasure seeking to you? What does it feel like? Stuff like that. Um, Jupiter rules your sacral chakra. That's the energy of Obatala. The energy of Obatala is right now is at 29 degrees, so it's right on that like line between Olukun energy and Ogun energy. So we have, Obatala about to enter Ogun energy in the eighth house, the eighth house being ruled by Olukun, and that's pretty cool. So on the feminine side of our sacral chakra, on the Olukun side, we have Obatala over here, like I said, in the 29-degree placement. It being in that spot just goes to show we are currently in like an area of difficulty or whatever, that 29 degree, as far as like listening to spirit, being still in spirit, paying attention and things like that.
She still got the thing that
And
turn the blinds inside the blind.
Jupiter rules over the thighs, fat, brain, your kidneys, your lungs, your ear, your tongue, your memory, and your spleen.
Damn.
And as far as on the sidereal chart, Obatala is in the Pisces, but instead of it being in the mutable energy at 29 degrees, it's actually in the cardinal energy at 4 degrees. Still in retrograde though. Just a lot of your luck and your wisdom and your pleasure seeking and your joy should come from you being tapped into spirit. Meditation. Definitely big key here. You definitely want to just take time out to listen to spirit on a daily basis, on a regular basis, especially, while we're in this space. Peace, peace. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can't hear me, whatever, so I can make an adjustments because I don't know what's going
Huh?
on.
Yeah, I'm gonna call listeners.
All right. And then another energy that we have in our sacral chakra at the moment is Neptune. Neptune rules over our nervous system and our thalamus. Neptune is also in the energy of Olukun at the moment, and it's at 22 degrees. So it's only about 7 degrees off from Jupiter. So we have the energy of wisdom in alignment with the energy of spirituality and your subconscious self and stuff like that. Bring you back to it's a very very good time to meditate. Okay, thank you. It's a very good time to meditate, and the veil is very thin right now with Jupiter and Neptune, being only 7 degrees apart from each other. In this Pisces, this Olukun energy in the eighth house of Oya being ruled over Olukun energy, and this is just bringing on the energy of rebirth, of transformation, and all those different things. Just to let you guys know, Neptune has been in Olukun since February 14th, 2012, and it will remain in this energy until January 26th, 2026. In the sidereal chart, Neptune is actually in the energy of Shango. So in the sidereal chart, Neptune is sitting in our root chakra. So Western, Neptune is in our sacral chakra. Vedic, Saturn, Neptune is in our root chakra. It's still bringing, tap into spirit for creating that groundedness, those new rules for yourself and things like that. That'll definitely be helpful to self. Um, yeah. And Juno is a dwarf planet. It's associated with Hera. It's like the energy that you need in a marriage, a bond, a relationship, any type of partnership,
Yes, I
to
need to
continue
assist
the
somebody
bond
come
on.
and help me.
Right now, Juno is in the energy of Olukun in the seventh house, ruled by Aquarius energy, the Shango energy. That seventh house is associated with balance. It's associated with Oba energy, creating balance, fairness, your one-on-one relationships and partnerships. So a lot of your partnerships is like finding like your tribe, the spirit tribe at this moment. That's where a lot of your joy is going to come from. That's where your generosity is going to start pouring in when you stop moving in the solo dolo movement and actually start moving towards finding your soul tribe and being amongst them. I spoke about this a few times in personal conversation about how like it's cool that we all dialogue virtually, but not but and it would benefit us most to step out of our comfort zones and start being amongst each other in the physical, especially in terms of like the daily financial things that we go through. Obtaining, things in our root chakra, regular livelihood and stuff like that, all those different things. Um, Coming together, creating bonds and relationships and partnerships in that realm would definitely do us justice. Juno is also sitting in Shango in the Vedic chart. So it's when we do find these bonds, these soul tribe bonds, you automatically start receiving a certain level of wisdom and generosity and luck and stuff like that. But it also helps us create a certain level of groundedness and discipline in our root chakra when we do find them, and that makes sense, especially for those of you guys who are building temples. When you find your tribe and you start to create your mission statements for your temples or your organizations or your businesses, all those different things like that. The eighth house, the Oya house, is also in your sacral chakra. The eighth house, I don't like that. There we go. The eighth house is the house of transformation and rebirth and power and sex and all those things like that. So you get near a lot of rebirth and stuff from you tapping into the fact that Jupiter and Neptune is only 7 degrees apart this week, and tapping into that joy and that wisdom and the subconscious along with it. Peace. So that's pretty exciting when you tap into your sacral chakra. Expect a lot of transformation. Expect, a lot of meditation, meditation, meditation.
It's gonna hang out the best for a while. Get more
The
comfortable.
masculine side of the sacral chakra is Obatala energy. This is also associated with Tahuti, the oracle, sage, wisdom, the second sphere, and the tree of life. And this is the power of knowing and manifesting. The energy that we have in the masculine sacral chakra is the fifth house, which is the house of Orumila. This deals with your heart chakra and your creativity, your childlike self. So definitely on the outside of you, as you start to align with your tribe and the meditation and paying attention to your areas around you, and engaging in the wisdom and the joys that come from Obatala and Neptune energy, you definitely will start to experience that childlike, and to enjoy the kingdom of God, you gotta, have the mindset, the eyesight of a child, right? Just absorbing and appreciating everything on a childlike level. So that's what's happening in the sacral chakra. Usually I will pull cards, but right now I'm on my monthly. I know I don't pull cards on my monthly, and that's why I pressed pause on doing the name readings as well. So, be patient with me on that. By this weekend, I should be able to do the name readings, and I'll do your readings on the weekend. Moving into solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra, is the chakra of power and self expression, willpower, and also control. Okay. Ogun is rules over our solar plexus chakra, and right now Ogun is in the mutable energy of the Beji twins, the Gemini twins. Peace, peace. In the 11th house, the 11th house being ruled over the Beji twins. So, um, at this period of time, you could, we also have Mars moving in retrograde at the moment too. That started on Saturday. Uh, the thing with that energy is like it's like a motivational energy, but motivating you guys into like communicating more, being in alignment with your community, intellectual, like your intelligence, researching all those different things, and being versatile, definitely, being motivated in those realms and applying it to the 11th house as far as like your humanitarian pursuits. What are you doing for humanity? How are you giving back to these spaces? Things like that. um and the feminine side of your solar plexus chakra is ruled by Ogun, which is Aries energy. Well, first of all, and then the masculine side is ruled by Oya, which is Scorpio energy. Both of them are associated with the Neteru Hero Kuhuti, which is the enforcement of law, courage, fearlessness, the fifth sphere on the tree of life, which is the enforcement of the celestial government. So, again, coming back to that motivational energy, getting you going, the power, the battery pack, okay? On the feminine side, coming back to the Ogun energy on your feminine side, we have the midheaven there. The midheaven is middle sky. It's like directly in the middle. It moves either 1 degree or 69 miles radius every 4 minutes, and it changes one zodiac every 2 hours. So that's why it's a good idea to know what time you were born if you want to know more about your houses and your midheaven house and stuff like that. But your midheaven house is like where you achieve success, your aspirational house, and things like that. At the moment, it is an Ogun energy. So, like, your achievements and your success and your aspirations and all those things are coming from you tapping into new beginnings, initiating new things in your space, having on that warrior like energy, taking initiative. There's a lot of power that's going to come into taking initiative. And on the Vedic chart, midheaven is in Oya energy in the fourth house, being ruled by Oba. So, in the Vedic chart, it's like your achievements is coming from that transformations, the rebirth, all those different things like that, and applying it to your house of home, your domestic house, nurturing house, how you nurture others, and also like your intuition, tapping into your intuition to help assist you in creating that transformation. We also have Chiron. Chiron is the asteroid that is associated with turning your wounds into a superpower. An example that I always give is like someone who lived in trauma or like maybe child abuse, turn around and write a book and do a whole bunch of motivational speaking about the trauma that they went through and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah, I would have had a hard time if I
that's
had my
something
degree.
like that. But right now, the asteroid is also in retrograde. It's in the fixated energy of Ogun in the eighth house being ruled by Olukun. And what that is saying is like
I thought I was sucking on it.
you're gonna find power in sharing your traumas. Sharing your traumas at this moment is empowering. It's going to assist you in sitting in your seat. It's going to assist you in taking back control over those different situations. Share your story. Express your story in any way you want to do it, whether it be, painting, sculptures, a song, a dance, whatever you want to do. There's going to be power in you transforming your your trauma and turning it into your superpower. For those of you guys who don't know, Chiron sits in each zodiac for about 4 years. It spends about 7 or 8 years in Aries energy, about 2 years in Virgo and Libra energy. It's been in Aries since September 17th, 2018, and will stay in this energy until June 19th, 2026. So
This is
2026 and
that's right.
2024 are
Well,
really
my
big
name
years
is
for our
my
outer
niece,
planets and their
one of my
movements.
nieces.
Um, as far as the Vedic chart goes, Chiron is still in the Olukun energy in the eighth house, being ruled by um, Olukun energy, still tapping in the spirit to bring on that transformation and the rebirth and things like that with sharing your wounds. Aries is the energy of rebellion and discord, also activism. Aries has been in Ogun energy since 1925. It will remain in this energy until
And
June
that would make a big
2044.
difference, huh?
With it
This,
being in his energy,
this.
is
If I
definitely
put it
brought on a
here.
warrior like energy on
I
in
mean,
the
yeah,
feminine
I can
realm because
understand why
Aries is
that
like
would
the
be
feminine
comfortable, but it's not
energy
good
of
right now to
Mars,
have you
of
stuck
Aries
in
type
any
energy.
sort of
So
bed
like right now,
position
you
really.
got
No, that's
all
not a bed.
since the
That's straight.
1920s, you've
Yeah,
had
so that's we can put it
um
like under here,
Oh, it's
so your
fall
like
off.
leg is
women
open. We don't want
activism,
your leg to be stuck in
feminists,
a.
That's straight.
women
Yeah.
really, striking
Yeah, I wish
back
I
and
had been
standing
in
up for
this year a long
themselves,
time ago.
equal payment, all those different things. That's what's, that's the energy that
Not
is
me, it's the
a lot of
surgeon.
associated with.
And I'm
At
bugging
this
you.
moment, it's just like feminine energy really,
Bye-bye.
taking the initiative.
Oh, I'm used to
Feminine
that. Don't
energy
worry
coming to
about
the
that.
forefront and assisting in the new beginnings that we're
It's just the
undergoing,
way it is.
no matter what realm they're in, whether it's hip hop or activism or spirituality or Hollywood or politics or in a board of education and healthcare, all these different realms, feminine energy is putting their best foot forward. There's
Where's it at?
nothing, yeah, that's essentially what it is, and you see it. We see it everywhere right now
But that's the
with all the
sound.
women that's
I
really
don't like to
like,
feel the pressure on
out
my
here
face.
being
Not no
pioneers
more
for
on that.
different things and being the most educated and owning the most
Now I just
businesses
felt it
right
just now
now
for this
and being
night.
on the front line of different, movements that are
Hmm?
going on right now and
I
different
can
stuff
tell
like
what's
that.
happening. I'm trying to fix it. We
Um,
might have to just
the
get rid
ninth
of
house of Obatala is also in our feminine solar plexus, bringing on that generosity and that luck and that wisdom when you do tap into all this energy.
Let's go.
So
Let's
overall,
go.
it's like tapping
Okay.
into your feminine
Tap like on
side, the
that
warrior
ring.
side of your feminine side, and
How's the ring balance?
transmuting your traumas and learning how to express them and
The
speak on
rest
them
good.
is definitely going to assist you in gaining
Ow.
success and wisdom and comfort. As far as the masculine side of your solar plexus chakra, that side is ruled by Oya, which is Scorpio energy. At this moment, of course, we have the
It
sun,
ain't
which is our
juicy.
ego, our outer self, and things like that, is sitting
It's
in
all
Oya
ain't
energy.
nothing but
Um,
plants.
the sun rules over our
My
bones, our
people
stomach, our right
growing
eye,
damn
heart,
sugar.
the skin
You
and
know
head
they
and
be growing no
joints.
sugar.
Uh,
Like they
right
go to the
now, the
grocery
sun
store.
is in
They
Oya
get
and the
it
third
straight
house
up.
ruled by
They
Oba,
just, now what did
which
they kill
is
that
like
rapper for?
bringing on that
Indigo sky. I don't know.
that
Did they
energy
say
of
anything more about
community,
that? Like,
No,
what
being
did they
tapped
let's,
into
do?
let's, let's go to
community,
it now.
communicating, traveling
Okay, so
within
you
your
can go to the restaurant.
network, gaining
Because it was just
intelligence and
random.
just wearing that on the
And, you
outside of
know,
self,
and they
right?
put nothing but plants.
Not
People.
being afraid to educate other people on those
I heard
different
that on my
things.
way in
And it's
today.
definitely bringing balance and fairness into your space. Justice, definitely. The more we educate ourselves, the more we move forward towards, movements of justice. Mercury is also in Oya
You
energy.
eliminate my legs from
Um,
moving.
and the cardinal energy at 2 degrees Oya in the third house being ruled by Oba. So the Mercury and the Sun ain't too far off, and there will be a couple instances where Mercury and the Sun actually come to get kind of close together, and we'll talk about that momentarily. Um, but Mercury is all about your decision making mindset, your communication, your expression, and also your ability to notice patterns and things like that. And so, like, decision making definitely rooted in power vibes, definitely rooted in creating the transformations. Like, a lot of you guys have mentally been rising above the patterns that you've seen yourself in over and over and over again. It's like, nah, my I was talking to my girlfriend, shouts to Roxy, recently, and she was talking about, if you guys tapped into my last podcast, I did the Seeds of Sun podcast on Saturdays. We talked about how we usually moving in a circular motion. We're usually on a hamster wheel in a circular motion, but that's not how we're supposed to be moving. We're actually supposed to be moving in a spiral. So while you might still be catching those same 360 degrees and the different 30-degree energies within that 360, you still should be moving upward. So it should be similar issues, not exactly the same thing. So some of you guys may be experiencing that, um, having similar issues, but not entirely the same thing. Making different decisions that's going to bring you out of those circles and move you more into spiral realms, things like that. And for those of you guys who don't know, Mercury rules over your chest, your nervous system, your skin, navel, nose, lungs, tongue, arms, and face. Mercury spends about 15 to 60 days in each sign, and it has about 3 or 4 retrogrades in a year. Um, as far as the Vedic chart goes, Mercury is in the.
You ain't got those, what you call them, towels? Them hand, this is what I call them hand towels.
Oh, you want a bigger one? Oh, yeah.
Not
Libra.
We only have that and the towel. It's like this big.
You do not have.
Only we own two sizes only.
base cloth and
Alright, so that's Mercury. Oh yeah, on the Vedic chart, Mercury is in Libra and the third house being ruled by Virgo, which is the Oba house. So the decision making mind is very much rooted in finding some type of balance in your one-on-one relationships, your partnerships, and your bonds and things like that. Going towards justice. That's where a lot of the decision making is going on the Vedic chart. Venus, our Venusian energy, is in the cardinal energy of Oya, and the third house being ruled by Oba. um the Venus is all about like our wealth, love, self love, love for others, universal love, all those different things. So definitely expect a level of transformation happening, some type of death and rebirth happening between you and your loved ones. Some of you guys are losing loved ones in the physical.
Okay.
Some of you
Well,
guys are
we can
losing
do
things
that.
that you thought
I'll
you
definitely let
loved
you
or
know.
you thought loved
If
you.
I don't see
But
anything,
it's essentially just creating transformation more so than it's something
I'm
that's
back
happening to
tomorrow.
you and
I'm
punishing
not
you.
gonna be here first thing in the morning,
There's
but
always a
I'll
bigger
be
picture.
here, helping out and everything.
um,
So,
but
she
the
may.
Venusian energy rules over the face, your light in your eyes, genitals, urine, semen, throat, body shape, your vision. It spends about 30 days in each sign. And on the Vedic chart, it's actually in Libra energy and Opa energy in the third house, ruled by Virgo. So, still bringing on that energy of creating balance, reciprocation, fairness. Definitely switching up some of you guys' contracts and business, how you handle business. Some of you guys haven't been reciprocating, receiving like your pinnacles the way you desire, and so you're gonna want to put yourself in certain positions to assist yourself in doing so, because that Virgo energy is ruling over the third house. So you're gonna start communicating those things. You're gonna start expressing those things. It's gonna, and like I said, all this energy is in your solar plexus. So this is where you're going to get your power from. All of this is sitting around your midheaven energy. So when you're tapping into these energies, it's definitely going to be successful. So you have to trust that, those things that you want, you have the power to go get them and just do that. The fourth house is also over here in Oya energy. This is Yamoja house, which is Cancer, coming into nurturing and home like energy and tapped into spirit and stuff like that. So definitely letting spirit guide the way. You guys already hear like the sounds in your head, the voices in your head that let you know, I don't like this. This isn't balanced. I'm not getting this reciprocated. And all this energy sitting in your solar plexus energy, we know is Aries, new beginnings and things like that. And when new beginnings comes like death, giveaway, but it's also a very aggressive energy. So all those things, like I spoke to y'all before, the last planetary forecast we did together, all those things you guys have been holding on to and trying not to let go of, the universe is going to yank them from you if you're still trying to hold on to them, if they're things you're supposed to be letting go of. So be mindful of that. Our heart chakra is ruled by Venus, of course. Right now it's in the cardinal energy of Oya in the third house. That third house being ruled by Oba. We just talked about that. So your heart chakra right now is actually in alignment with your solar plexus chakra. Your emotions are going to help you lead the way. I actually like how like all the chakras are kind of into each other at the moment. So, your power energy has a little bit of your root chakra in it, and it has a little bit of your solar plexus chakra in it. It has some of your sacral chakra in it. Like everything, I feel like all the the chakra planets are actually sitting in the solar plexus chakra right now. So like everything is kind of sitting in your powerhouse, and that's why a lot of things in your life are happening very aggressively and very assertively. It's just kind of like that parent that keeps telling you to do things nicely, and after a while it gets to the point where it's just like, all right, I'm not going to keep saying this nicely. Like, let this go, get rid of this, get rid of that, stop doing this, start doing that type of energy. um but as far as our Oshun side, which is the feminine side of our heart chakra, we're dealing with Taurus energy. This is the energy of Net Het, the Kundalini, central forces. This is the seventh sphere in the tree of life. We're dealing with the celestial workers, and at this point, they're designing, because Taurian energy loves nice things and materializing and stuff like that. At this moment, we have Uranus sitting in our Oshun energy. Uranus is the energy of progressive change. It's the example that I always give you guys is like, say you keep complaining to the same friend, to your friend over and over again about the same problems. After a while, that friend is going to be like, okay, I don't want to hear these problems anymore. Change them. Or your friend decides to take initiative and change them themselves. That is the Uranus energy, and Uranus is in retrograde at the moment, so it's moving pretty slow for us. It's slowing down for us to catch up with all the changes that are occurring in our pinnacles and in our self-esteem and in our love. And oh my god, that kind of hurts. um and we're applying it to the ninth house of wisdom. We're applying it to the ninth house of philosophy and changing our mindset on things, right? um
Oh, you already gonna do that, but that's what you're gonna do for. So.
And that house is
Now
being
I
ruled by
suppose
Aries
yes,
energy, which is
to
bringing in
move
new
on
beginnings
some money.
and stuff of that nature. Hold on a second, because I have to
Yeah.
like move this pillow. Um, Uranus has been in Taurus energy since March 15th, 2019. You guys have definitely felt that vibe because that was around the time we started going in quarantine. That's when they started, putting pause on our bills, and, all the cryptocurrency started coming out, and people started having multiple streams of income and working virtually, and education started being virtual. So that was a very major, like, progressive shift in our lifestyle and how we obtained our wealth, and how we obtained nice things and materialize things in our space, right? That was all Uranus entering that Taurus energy in that ninth house, which like expanded our philosophies and our mindsets. And a lot of you guys, had your spiritual awakening during the beginning of Uranus entering Oshun. So that's, an analogy for that. Uranus will be in this energy until April 26, 2026. Uranus rules over the circulatory system and the third eye. As far as in the Vedic chart, the sidereal chart goes, we're sitting in the mutable energy of Aries, that energy of new beginnings, in the ninth house, Opatala house, also ruled by Olukun. Right now, at the moment, Uranus is nearly at opposition to, us, and that's pretty exciting. Us, seeing eye to eye, looking eye to eye to this progressive change energy. So expect, major progressive changes occurring into your space these next couple of weeks. No, they won't be in your power because you already had it in your power during Libra and Libra and Virgo season. It was in your power to get it done, and if you didn't get it done, then it's no longer in your power now. Like Scorpio energy, and then right after Scorpio energy, we have the aggressive, impatient Sag energy, and then we have the initiative Capricorn energy coming after. So those three energies are going to hit you back to back, back to back. Wintertime is the time of cleansing. It's the time of going inward, cleaning house, and hibernation and stuff like that. The cold kills germs. It's a nice, like, pattern on that realm. So expect Uranus to kill some things going on around in our space that we're not really trying to let go of. Bringing in those new beginnings, definitely. The true node is also in Oshun energy. This is the path of the moon. This is your destiny. You find your soul tribe in this realm. According to the Kabbalah, the true node rules over your legs, your breathing, your neck, your lungs, and it changes every 4 hours, which is why it's good to know what time you were born. The true node at this moment is in fixated Taurus energy in the ninth house, being ruled by Pisces energy. Um, you know, Definitely being tapped into, materialization. How are you materializing? I would say to tap into the true node. It's only about 5 degrees off from Uranus at the moment, so like tapping into those two energies at the same time sometime yesterday, because yesterday was Monday. um Definitely, would have gave you some answers that you were looking for. What kind of progressive changes do you need to make in your life? And when you started making strides towards those changes, not only did you start to feel good, but you started to materialize new opportunities in your space. Windows kind of opened immediately. um you started attracting people, your soul tribe, most definitely. All those things come to you. The fortune also was in Oshun. Started off the week in Oshun, in the 10th house, being ruled by Oshun. So, you tapping into your heart chakra, listening to your emotions. It's okay to listen to your emotions and let, your heart chakra and your feelings and things like that lead the way with certain things, with discernment. Knowing your emotions is invoked is more of an invocation, and when it's more like, okay, this is spirit speaking and moving me in a certain kind of way. There is a level of discernment there, and once you learn it in yourself, you know what I'm talking about. When you feel it and when you don't feel it, you'll be able to move accordingly. The 10th house, the house of Babalu A, which is the house of achievements and aspirations, is also in the house of Oshun. So you're going to get a lot of your success from this realm. You are going to achieve some aspirations in this realm, reaching your pinnacle height. If you really just like listen to yourself, really listen to your heart, and let your heart, guide yourself in the realm of creating progressive change, because your feelings have been telling you to, either start doing some things or start letting go of some things, and it's really just up to you to just start listening Are you listening to yourself? As far as the Oba house, which is our masculine side of our heart chakra, Libra energy, we're dealing with the the Neteru of Het Haru. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. And the energy of Het Haru is still, the Kundalini, your sensual forces, the seventh sphere and the tree of life, the celestial workers, and we're dealing with the celestial design. And the energy that we have here is the third house, which is a house of the Abeji twins, bringing on community and communication, bringing that throat chakra to your masculine self. So, the goal here is once tapped into your inner self, that Uranus energy on your inner self of your heart chakra, you're going to start expressing it through your throat chakra and your community and your network and stuff like that. That's what essentially should happen. You should start telling people how you feel, how they make you feel. Ooh. Start communicating certain things in your community. I, for one, feel very much in alignment because of this networking event I have coordinated for Thursday, creating a safe space for communities to network and talk about community solutions, especially with all the gun violence that's going on. A lot of the different like childish drama that could ultimately lead to gun violence because of the rate and the level and the accusations that are going on within them and stuff like that. So it's important to have those kind of dialogues. So if you see any type of events going on in that realm along those lines, make it your business to attend. It's cool. Now we're going to get into the throat chakra, which is associated with Mercury energy. That's sitting in the cardinal energy of Oya in the third house, ruled by Oba. And the throat chakra is all about expression, communication, and decision making. And right now is undergoing transformation. How you communicate, how you express, the decisions you make, the patterns that you're going through, all those different things are now going through transformation. Certain things are starting to do away. You're not going to say those things anymore. You're not going to talk like this anymore. You're going to start talking like that. You're going to start addressing certain things. And it's going to affect your community. Okay, it's going to affect your community. It's going to affect your immediate network space. All right, and creating balance and justice in that immediate space, all of that. On the feminine side of your throat chakra, you're dealing with Abeji energy, which is Gemini. um Abeji on the feminine side and Eshu on the masculine side are both associated with the Neteru Sebek, which are opposing forces. You're dealing with the left brain and the celestial technicians. We're dealing with the eighth sphere on the tree of life, which is all about labeling. And this is where man's ills kind of get stuck on labeling things and separating things. But there is also a gift in labeling and separating things too, so that you can compartmentalize. Because a lot of times we have a habit of trying to make one thing all things, and sometimes in certain spaces that's not entirely like realistic. A head is a head, a toe is a toe. Can't expect my toe to do what my head does, if that makes sense to you. But coming back to the feminine side of our throat chakra, we're dealing with a Beji energy, right? The celestial bodies we have in here is Mars. Mars is sitting in the mutable energy and retrograde in the Beji energy in the 11th house, ruled by a Beji. Mars rules over the blood, marrow, anus, energy, neck, female organs, veins, and your genitals. Um, with you being motivated, you're being motivated to communicate to your community. You're being motivated to start doing things in your immediate network, call to actions about different things. And you see that with the conversations that are happening because of the different keywords that Kanye West has been using. This whole thing that happened with Quavo is opening up conversations in the community, in that hip hop community, and also in other hip hop communities as well. Like, are we really promoting the correct lyrics? Are we promoting the correct mindset? Stuff like that. So for those of you guys who say no, hurry up and sign up for my flatter battle. We coming out here, and we're gonna be pioneers to this, to transforming the way rappers communicate with each other and their lyrical content. Battle rap is the most violent form of music that we have. So what if we could transmute that into one of the most positive and uplifting? You know what I mean? That's the goal with the flatter battle. So y'all make sure y'all reach out to me if y'all interested in engaging in that. The what does that say?
It's a trip down there. Huh?
Oh, and magnitude 7.2 in East
watching
Taurus is where Mars
the rookies
is on
with
the
the black girl.
Vedic chart, and it's between Taurus horn tips. So if
She
you
on
look
the
at the Taurus
ABC.
constellation, in between the horn tips is where you can
Uh-huh.
find Mars, which is the Beta and Zeta Tauri
She
stars.
just snuck out and got in
Aldebaran
the
is
car
16
with the
degrees to
state
the upper
pickup.
right,
They beat the
and
girl.
Betelgeuse
They
is
beat the
16 degrees
guards
to the lower
inside there.
right. So,
She was in there
Mars is
undercover
in the
trying to find
middle
out
of a nice little
things.
square or whatever. So there's definitely like a stability
It's
surrounding,
10:30.
this Mercurian and I mean Mercury. There's definitely a square
Huh?
of stability circling around Mars energy.
Oh no,
So it's
I'm at a
bring so
commercial.
those new beginnings that's coming into your space are coming
This is
into
I'm
your
looking at
space
the
in a
rookies.
stable manner. In a very stable manner, okay?
Uh,
So
wait
it's
a minute.
something to be excited about, definitely, especially with the Taurus energy in
Like I said,
alignment
wait a
with it.
minute.
All those things that you've been
Uh,
feeling, all those emotions you've been
channel
ignoring.
four.
Mars is coming to create new beginnings
It's
in
channel
them
four.
so that you can get the things
Huh?
that you've been wanting.
Yeah, I'm looking at a commercial with the
Okay.
girl talking about always
But yeah,
candy.
it's cool. So cool. Uh, what else?
You see that?
Bear with
We
me.
said
I
we
didn't have
got
my
different
notes. I
channels.
had my
Yeah.
sister
See, this is a
take a
hospital channel.
photograph of my
And your
notes.
channel is
Shouts to
different.
Erica, you the real
The
one.
rookies on channel 4.
The 11th house, which is the
Yeah.
Shango house of
Now,
Aquarius, is also in our
channel
throat
3
chakra.
is USA.
Bringing on that revolutionary energy along with Mars. So like this energy is happening very aggressively, very assertively,
USA.
and
I'm
warrior like,
watching,
and
and
that's
I just
very
took it from
scary.
the rookie and put
Especially if
and
you
hit
guys
the
have been
next button.
holding on to
It's
things that
USA.
you guys
Now,
should have been letting
uh,
go of. So
Chucky
around
is
this
on
time, definitely expect yourself to
3.
start going off on people. Like, if
Now,
you've been
2,
biting your
they got
tongue on
they got
communicating certain things that have
CNN
been
News.
bothering you, when you go to communicate them
See,
this
the
time
different
around,
channels are
it's not
different.
going to be as nice as it would
I
have
would
been
say
had
I
you
don't
said it
got
earlier
FBI.
in the
The
game.
game is
And you
on.
have to be at peace with that. Be at peace with it, you know. Feel very bunched up and not a fan. Like,
I was trying to find it.
okay. Yeah, so your throat chakra is gonna be spewing out everywhere, and just be mindful of that. As
And
far
channel
as
17 is
on the
channel 3
masculine side of your throat
news.
chakra, you're dealing with the energy of Eshu, which is Virgo. At the moment, we have Ceres in this energy. Ceres is associated with Iris
channel 6
energy. It's all about nurturing and nurture, mom and daughter
PA
relationship,
17.
agriculture,
I
which is
was trying
a
to
form of
find the
nurturing and nourishment and stuff like that.
FBI, but
Ceres right now is in Virgo energy, in the first house being ruled by Leo energy. So, bringing that nurturing vibe, paying attention to
so
detail.
is the commercial
Um,
on?
you know, some of you guys will be communicating some things with some maternal figures in
I'm
your
still
space,
trying to find it.
whether it be, your own maternal self, or the
Okay.
the maternal selves of others
Uh-huh.
around you. It's almost time for me to take some drugs. Shit.
So I was telling about,
Okay.
I said, city
Okay,
life,
that's cool for now.
talk is high,
Not really.
talk coming, full time.
Anyway,
I think the size said $20,
but yeah,
$22 an hour.
definitely paying
I
attention to
said, and he,
detail,
and he said, yeah,
servitude most definitely. But
I know.
some of you
But I
guys will be
found a
expressing
job
a
right
need to
around
create
the
more
corner
nurturing
from
spaces for
where I live
yourself,
at, working
for
in
the
the
people
coffee store,
around you.
uh,
Um,
cooking. I said,
you
a
know,
mediocre job, there ain't
some
no
of you guys
future.
will
I said,
be
you go get
creating
the
some
sand
sort
on
of
that.
solace with maternal figures around you. Just
What?
coming to a certain kind of ground, maybe facing
What you
certain
say?
maternal figures that may have, wronged you
We
in
at a
some type
coffee
of way,
store.
shape, or form. That and that has
Okay,
shaped
so
you.
that's
It's in
that's
a
still
big
not
part of your life
a
because it's
decent
in that
job.
first
He
house.
can still
And
get his
I
Social
see it more
Security
so
check
being like
and work at
childlike
a store.
traumas because of that Leo energy that usually
You
deals with
can
childlike
still work
energy.
at these
So
stores,
this
and
these
they know
different nurturing
that you get a
spaces that you
Social Security
create are going
check.
to be
If
based
you can
upon
still
nurturing
work
spaces
those
you wish you
five
had when you were a
hours, all
child.
you got to do is
Are
do
they're going
22
to be
hours
for
a week
children,
and
and then
still
a
get
lot
your
of
check
these
from
maternal
Social
figures that you
Security.
communicate with, they're going to be individuals
No,
from your
I know what Social
childhood
Security. I
that
know what Social
affected your
Security
childhood in
say.
some type of way. Now we can get to the crown chakra. The crown in the third eye is ruled by the sun and the moon. At the moment, the sun is in cardinal Oya energy in the third house ruled by Oba. And the moon, we started off the week and mutable
And soon as one of his friends come, like the one he was working at before, soon
mutable
his brother came home, he came back. He gave the job
Capricorn
to his
energy
brother and fired him.
in the fifth house ruled by Obatala. And
And that's why I
hold
work
on one
for him.
second.
When one of their people come, you go give them the job and fire somebody.
All right, so
I'm going back to the rookie. I can't find it.
this deals with a lot of polarities, your inner and outer self, and your intuition. Your moja is on the feminine side of our crown and third eye chakra. That's the Cancer energy, and that brings on that's the netta root of all set, which is awareness of depth of being, learning, healing, nourishing, being in a trance. The ninth sphere of the tree of life, which is associated with
Huh?
worldly events. We have Lilith in our
Okay.
Yamoja
So
at the
the
moment
cat
at
litter,
0 degrees,
going to cat
in
litter.
the 11th house ruled by the Beji. Lilith spends about 9 months per sign and 9 years per cycle. I love my nines. It's actually, astronomically speaking,
Okay.
it's the furthest point of the moon's orbit around the Earth. Primal energy, this is where you assert your energy and your deepest desires are. Really just tapping into spirit. Your deepest desires at this moment is being in a nurturing space. You want to be in more nurturing
All
spaces.
right.
It's the
Don't forget
reason
to
why
get
the
them
spaces
clothes
you're
off
in
that
right
back
now
in
are
the dining
triggering to
room.
you.
And you
You don't
walk
want
in
to
the
be
dining
in them
room. You
anymore.
got
They're
a sweater
irritating you
there.
more than
You got
usual
a shirt
now.
there.
All those different kind of things. And it's because
Mm.
like your deep desire at this moment is to be tapped into spirit, to be tapped into nurturing individuals that are also tapped into spirit, to start utilizing your third eye to make decisions and also to guide your everyday lifestyle. And the fact that a lot of you guys still aren't and are still fighting against your third eye and your intuition to stay a part of the hamster wheels instead of going into the spirals. Um,
She had to go
you
get me
know,
another
you're
machine
creating a hell
because
for yourself,
the
obviously.
machine I
You're
have
not happy
is
to be
something
in the
went
spaces
bad.
that
So
you're in on a regular
I only
basis.
get pulses on one hand
Palace is
and
also in
nothing
your
else.
moja,
She went to another
and the
kind of
mutable
machine.
energy at 21 degrees in the 11th house being ruled by a Beji.
Uh-uh.
Um, Palace is an asteroid. It's associated with the arts, wisdom, genius
It went out
qualities
on
that you
one
may have
leg
overlooked about yourself.
and
Also,
she went
self
and got
defense and
another one.
justice. Um, you know,
No, she took it with
a
her
lot of your genius
and,
is going to
and
come from you
she
being
get
tapped
another
into,
one.
you know, you're learning about yourself and your depth of being and healing and being able to nourish yourself and meditating. I keep telling y'all, meditate, meditate, meditate. It's time to breathe. It's time to meditate. The 11th house is going to take you to your humanitarian pursuits right now,
That boy
creating
don't want
nurturing
all that
spaces for our
inside his car.
environment, having more nurturing
That's
conversations
cool.
with
Go
our
ahead, girl.
community,
My brother
really
coming get me
speaking on
tomorrow.
the things that we are
Okay. Uh-huh.
we want, we feel that we
That's
want,
it. Let's
that
go.
feed our soul and
Go
stuff. Having
pack your
more
stuff.
conversations like that is definitely going to bring the transformations that we're looking for. But the more
Now,
we hide and suppress
we
those
need
things and
somebody
say, oh, that's
that's
unrealistic, or oh,
more
I'll just do that
capable.
part time while I do this job full time, or stuff like that, it's like the more we're going to keep up the reality that's going on. And what's going to happen is it's going to be more and more difficult for you to upkeep the world that we have going on because it's moving against where your chakras would rather be at, you know? And at the more placements we get in that Pisces energy or in that eighth house energy or in this Yomoja energy, it's going to be harder and harder to straddle those matrices. You're going to be getting pulled out in more and more aggressive ways. Like me, getting hit by a car. Stuff like that. The 12th house, the house of Olukun, is also in Yamoja at the moment. This is really you tapping into spirit. This is that Olukun energy, polarity, duality, flowing up the stream or against the stream, whatever it is you want to do. On the masculine side of our crown and third eye chakra, we got Orumila, which is Leo vibes. This is associated with the Neteru Heru, which brings us on the energy of will, courage, discipline. We're dealing with the upper and lower selves because, Leo vibes, as far as the chakra goes, is the fifth, which is the middle ground. The sixth sphere in the tree of life, maintained through coordination and balance, of course. The celestial energies that we have in Orumila at the moment is the ascendant energy, our personality, our mask, our outer self, what we expect of the world and what we think the world expects of us. And it's really like that vibe of discipline, being really tapped into spirit, having some type of courage about you while you're tapped into spirit, because nobody likes someone who's tapped into spirit and over here mumbling under their breath or barely speaking their piece or assisting others in speaking in theirs. Hola.
Hello. There's some Tylenol here for you, and I brought in the Oxy too, okay?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah. I can take both of them? That's okay?
Yeah, you can take them both together.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. If it's getting up to go and sit in the potty chair, made a little bit just to give both my cheeks some rest. Much better than laying back on it. So she gave me a potty chair. It's a chair with a pot in it, and you pee in it, and then you dump it out. But it's up high. It's high. Like we said, on a high floor.
Are you done with this chart?
Yes.
Alrighty, do you need anything else right now?
No, I'm okay.
Well, just a reminder, no eating, drinking midnight, okay?
I got you.
Alright. But you can still get meds if you still need pain meds or anything.
Okay, that's
just
okay.
Just let me know. Yeah, you can take small sips of water with that, but
okay.
Other than that, no more, okay?
The meds is gonna be cool with whatever they doing in the morning with it. Alright. I just want to wake up, that's all. I'm so nervous.
It's okay. I know it's a little weird, but no, any of the meds, any of the pain meds and all that stuff don't interact with any of the anesthesia and stuff.
Okay.
In fact, when you're like down there, they give you pain meds too.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's part of like the anesthesia regimen is to give you pain meds while you get anesthesia too. So.
Oh, okay.
One knocks you out, one keeps you from feeling anything.
I'll take it.
No, it's a little crazy.
Thank you.
But no, you'll be good. Okay.
I appreciate you.
Alrighty, of course. If you need anything, just buzz, okay?
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Ask her, what's the name? Did she get the machine so she can hook my legs
I'm so
back up?
scared, y'all.
There was something wrong with it.
Oh, okay. Let me ask.
Only one was working and the other one wasn't. Okay. She said she was going to get a new one.
Okay.
Alright, so the ascendant, astronomically speaking, is the east horizon line, and it changes every 4 hours, which is why it's important to know what time you were born. As far as the Vedic chart goes, it's in fixated Capricorn energy, and the
Yeah,
sixth
she
house ruled
did
by
leave a
Capricorn
crack like
energy.
she did.
So your
Yeah.
outer self is associated with your groundedness, your
He's gonna
discipline
lay
and
up there. So
order.
I
A
want
lot of
this
your
crack.
challenges are going to come
I
through
want it
spirit,
crack.
basically. A
So
lot
the
of your
air can still
challenges are
come
going to be
in
like full
the
circle
room.
from root chakra to crown third eye chakra. So, if you not put
Oh
in those
well, I told him to
boundaries and
ask
those
her when she
groundedness
gonna
and
come and
those
hook up her
laws and
leg.
stuff in your root chakra, spirit is going to come in through
Got
your
to.
third eye and your crown and challenge you in those realms with those
Yeah,
things that you're
listen.
lacking in your root chakra with. So put those
Mm-hmm.
rules in your root chakra. Those ones that you've
Yeah.
been skating on because you don't want to tell people no, or you
Okay.
don't want to do
Okay.
this, or
That's why you
you
want to
don't want
marry.
to be there or seem like that. You're gonna have to and let those people go. And the people that's for you is
Okay.
gonna be for you. That's how you find your tribe. Ashe, Ashe,
Okay.
Nika. Thank you. And then we have the first house of Ogun, Aries, new
They had
beginnings, energy
a
coming from our
room
third
like
eye and
this
crown
big.
chakra. And you already
It
know
was
when you
tight.
tap into your third eye and crown chakra, new beginnings just come by default.
That's
You
what
know what
I'm
I mean?
saying.
Um, it's just gonna come by
Yeah, that's
default.
why. It was
And
very
then
big. And
I
I
brought
just
up this
read
this
something
question:
to
Is
hear
Earth
to get
in
her off me.
retrograde? And feel
I
free
didn't
to
know it was
comment
a
in the
knife.
chat. Don't let me sit here and talk to myself. But
I thought it was a king. Oh, yes, they will.
I'll say why. Like, I think that Earth is in retrograde.
And
So,
they ain't
like, I
got
was
nothing to do
reading
with
this
it.
article,
Country
and it
woman,
was
city
like the
woman.
summer triangle. For those of you guys who don't know about the summer
No,
triangle,
they down,
is
down here
Deneb,
good. So did
Vega,
the
and
city
Altair,
women,
and they
too.
make a triangle in the midheaven sky for us, or whatever, right? And now,
No,
because we're in
Tanya.
this
When
space
did you?
where, as it gets darker earlier, we're going outside and looking at the stars earlier. So, because we're
Anybody
going
can
out
do that,
earlier,
Tanya.
which is
Anybody.
um, in opposition of the direction the constellations and stuff are actually moving, we're actually seeing, you know, a counteractive movement. We're seeing
Oh,
the
she
summer
thinks she
sky
was him.
return. So in my mind, that makes me feel like Earth is in retrograde right now. Earth started retrograde. That's what it sounded like to me, especially because we're not doing daylight savings time. So now it just like really clicked in my head when I was reading about it. Like, oh shit, we in retrograde. We going
When?
retrograde like once a year,
Uh,
or twice a year, because we do
did it
have
tell you
two
before we
equinoxes
left
and two solstices,
yesterday
right?
morning?
So like, ooh,
Bridget
that's
put the heat
interesting.
down to
Like,
69.
y'all tell me what y'all think. Unless y'all just want me to sit here and keep talking to myself, that's fine.
I had it on
Um,
77.
but yeah,
It was hot for
the
her.
it's
So
counteracting
she turned it
westward
down to
turning of the
69 on
constellations,
68.
and then
I
it'll
said,
speed
man,
back
you
up
could
in
be out
early
here
spring, so we'll go
cold.
back
Since
forward
you
in
say,
early
I want to see
spring.
you, we could
And
use
it's
some
most
walk up with this
noticeable
bag.
if you look at
Robin told me
SU
that one time
and
before. But it
the
still didn't
Chevis
register. So I said, fuck
the
it then.
Corvus
I just stick,
constellations. It's called the
yeah, you can
Corvus
stay
effect.
poker. Long
Those
as I
two
pay this gas
constellations in the
bill,
sky will be
I'm
our
not going to
guide
be
in
in
the
the
early
cold.
spring to see how fast we start to
So
speed
I'm
up
happy
after we
simple.
stop our
I
retrograde.
said,
We in
whatever.
retrograde. I don't care what nobody says. When I read that article, it just clicked in my head like, oh, we in retrograde, and I just like haven't been able to let go of that notion ever
I
since.
chose
Like, Earth
to
is in
pay the
retrograde right
gas
now.
bill
I don't care
because
what
I
nobody
can
say
be
because that just
control
sounds
of
like
it.
straight up retrograde. We're really getting up earlier and earlier and earlier and looking at the sky earlier and earlier and earlier, and now the sky is turning into a summer sky to the point where now Vega is in the spot of the July sun. And Vega is actually brighter than the sun.
That's the way that went.
So, that just screams retrograde to me. You let me
You
know what
can't
that
control
screams to
nothing
you.
that you don't pay for. And I
Um,
control it. So I put it where I want to keep it at. 77 to 75.
this week we had the moon moving from the ninth house, Aries ninth house to, yeah, we moved from the sixth
Well,
house
the
to the ninth
diabolical.
house. On
And
the
what his
first, we
eyes been
moved into
back
the
to was he's
sixth, the
still
third,
born.
seventh,
He's still a
the
baby.
fifth, the
Ain't nothing he
eighth,
can do about
and
that.
11th.
Ain't nothing wrong with
The
his
seventh
eyes.
is the ninth. So we're moving from the SU
Yeah,
house,
I looked
Virgo
at it when
house,
he
to
was
the
first
Opa
born.
house of
When I
balance,
first
to
seen him.
the house of transformation, and then we're ending on the house of expanding your
I didn't say he
philosophies
was
and
wrong.
knowledge and
All I
traveling
said
and
was he's
stuff by
still a
Monday.
baby.
So
And I
that's
looked at him, I
cool.
done held him
Um,
and kissed all over him. So,
10 October 28th,
yeah, okay, well, that's how you see
Jupiter
him.
entered
I just got finished
Pisces,
seeing him
and then
when I
Cygnus
took
the
his gifts.
Swan was still sitting
My
pretty in the
glasses,
mid
they on. Ain't
sky
nothing wrong
and
with that baby
sinking towards the
eyes.
horizon, which is east northeast from Deneb. Saturn will be entering Pisces in a month. In March, I mean, Saturn will
Okay.
be entering Pisces in March, so that's going to be pretty
Everybody see you
interesting.
try to be
You
smart.
guys let me know what
All I said was
inferences you
ain't
guys
nothing
come
wrong
up
with
with
his eyes.
that.
When they took him
When
for
I
his
think about
annual
Saturn
checkup,
and Pisces,
the
I
doctor
think
said
about
he's
like
perfect. Ain't
celestial
nothing
order
wrong with him.
coming in. Now spirits
Uh-huh.
coming in with the challenges it's kind of like getting to that
It's
last
not,
round
he's
in
not
Mortal
cockeyed.
Kombat. Jupiter will be moving into Aries. So we're
And
going
if
to
I
have
look
new
at him
beginnings
again,
happening in our
I can
energy of
tell.
generosity.
I'll let it tell.
Expect a lot of
But
things to
long
be
as I
cleared
say,
off.
ain't nothing
Like you
wrong with
see
his
how
eyes, ain't
like
nothing
we
wrong
had the
with his
student
ears.
loan
Ain't
forgiveness.
nothing wrong.
I expect a
Uh-uh.
lot of
Can't
debt
cause nothing for
forgiveness.
shit.
A lot of
Okay?
wisdom
Just don't
coming in
think
from
so.
different realms and different, topics and stuff. And then,
You's a
of
fucking
course,
cop.
next week,
You
Tuesday,
started.
I believe, we'll have the total lunar
Yeah, jump your
eclipse
ass through the
and the
hospital
full
and
moon
let me
at the
see you
same
see what
time,
you
and it'll
gonna
be
do.
happening in Oshun. And the
But when
moon
you
will
come up here
actually be
tomorrow, I
like
want to
a,
see what the
a
fuck you
red
gonna do.
color. I want to do a
Okay?
collective breathing with you guys. That'll be
I'm gonna
on
call.
November 8th
I want to see.
from 6:45 to 7:15. We'll do a 30-minute or 33-minute. We could do it to 7:18. A 33-minute
Oh,
collective
somebody. Oh, he's
breathing
not
during
letting
the
us
lunar
walk up.
eclipse and the full moon happening in Oshun, and I'm very excited about that. So let's get into the weekly forecast. I
With all
won't
the
hold you
pictures I
guys
see,
too
we
much
should
longer.
let
I
you
thank
walk.
y'all for staying tuned with me and all my moments of muteness as I deal with my pain. I appreciate y'all patience
I
with
know
this
he was.
planetary forecast as well. This is a
He
lot.
playing with his toys. Brother said he beat this up to death with that
October
rattle
31st, which was
in his
yesterday, we
head.
started the
He
week off in
beat
the
this up to
waxing
death.
crescent
And when
moon. So the
he's
moon
one
is
of his
starting to
toys.
build back
He
up.
said he was
During this
looking at
time,
her
you're
and
going to
looking at
start
him.
building up,
It's seeing what it
your
is.
to-do list. Start building up
I said,
your
here you go,
guides for
son.
yourself. Start,
We got
we're
to
we're
check the
in
thing, so I
building
guess he
mode.
wants
As
some
the moon
batteries
builds on
so
itself,
he
we
can
start
go
building on
around.
our stuff. Start building on our projects and things like that. The moon rose at 2:11 and set at 11:35. It was in the moon of Babalu A. The sun rose at 7:18 and set at
But
5:59
as
p.m.
far as I'm
The
concerned,
M74, which is a
he's only
phantom
getting,
galaxy, because of its
he
large
didn't
size, I
put,
think it was like 11 feet, to us, as we see it, is located in
I ain't
Pisces.
talking about the baby.
November
I'm
1st,
just
which was
saying he only
today, we
go.
had the first
And
quarter
she'll
moon
tell him when
today
he's
at
doing to him when he
49%. The
get
moon
to
rose at
Louis.
2:51 p.m. There was no time for setting.
Reap
We were
what
in
you
the
sow.
Shango zodiac energy of revolutionary energy. The sun rose at 7:28
I'm
a.m.
talking
and then set
about
at 5:56
the way she got.
p.m.
I ain't
The
talking
first
about
quarter moon
the
occurred
rubber
at
down between the
2:38
legs. I'm
a.m.
talking about up here
The
though.
moon and Saturn were in conjunction at 4:01 p.m. The moon was 5.1 degrees
I don't care if
south,
she
minimum
did burn him.
angle at 10:09 p.m. with the moon at
And he don't
4.7
know if she
degrees
had
south
it
southeast in
before he
Babalu
started
A.
going with her or not.
So
So he
challenges
can't say
today.
that she
Challenges,
did it.
challenges. I've been dealing with mine. How have you guys been dealing with y'all?
Well, the doctor told
I'm
him
over here getting
he
my
didn't
ass
have nothing.
beat. And I don't feel good about it. I'm very sad.
If she had it
Today was long
before
as
he
shit.
started going with her.
Um, you can find Fomalhaut
I
to the
guess she
lower
had a
left of the
boyfriend
moon
before she met brother.
today too.
But she
Jupiter's
was
red
taking her
spot
medicine.
transits
So she
the
wasn't
planet's
going to cheat
central
at
meridian. If
all.
you guys have a telescope and you guys like
Hey,
the planet watch Jupiter, you'll be able to see
mine?
the red spot
Okay.
in the middle.
Let me cut those to the right one.
Fornax will be at midheaven, and this is only seen from the southern hemisphere. Fornax
No,
is a
this is
dwarf
up here.
galaxy,
I'm
and
gonna
that'll be
come and
around
check my
8:32
vitals.
p.m. Well,
My
past. November
so
2nd, which is tomorrow, we have a waxing
tell me.
gibbous moon at 60%. The moon is going to
Oh, I'll
rise at
call you back.
3:24 and
Bye
set
bye,
at
boo.
12:49
Okay.
in
All
the
right. Talk to
Shango
you tomorrow.
zodiac energy. The sunrise
Cause
is
the
at
nurse
7:29
is in
a.m.
here
and
getting
it's going
ready
to
to
set
check
at
my vitals.
5:55 p.m. The moon and Deneb Al Jelde will be in
I
conjunction
cannot
at
be talking
3:51
when
a.m.
she be.
The moon is 3 degrees
I didn't
south.
say you. I said me.
Minimal angle will be at 5:16
I'll
a.m.
call you back.
The moon is 2.8 degrees south southeast, and you'll be able to observe that at 12:36 a.m. with a 4.3 degrees south southwest separation.
So how you doing
Um,
tonight, Gogo?
so even though
I'm
we're in
good.
the
Just got
Shango
here.
zodiac, we'll
Just got
still
home.
be
You
in the
got your
Babalu
shift?
A
Yeah.
constellation,
Oh,
still
you
dealing
get
with
off from
Capricorn
what?
stars
10
and
to.
stuff.
Oh,
Um,
let's say 11.
Aries will be
12 to
opposite
11.
the sun at
Okay.
4:31 a.m. tomorrow.
You got the whole
Jupiter's
day ahead of
Galilean
you.
moon Callisto will skim due north. So if you guys pay attention to Jupiter, you'll be able to see the moon rise and fall over top of Jupiter. So here's Jupiter, here's the moon rising and falling over it, and then you'll see the other Galilean moons go across, and then you'll see the great red spot, and that's for my telescope watchers out there. You'll be able to catch that before
No,
4
she just did
a.m.
all my things. Oh, you
And
gonna
then
check
the
my sugar
moon's
too?
low will be sitting west, Ganymede and Europa will be
Yes, I
sitting
will
east
be.
of Jupiter.
I think you do.
On November
You
3rd,
might be
we'll
doing
still be in the
something.
waxing gibbous moon at 7%. The moon is going to rise at 3:52 p.m. and it's going to set at 2:02 a.m. and we're going to be in the Olukun zodiac energy.
Okay.
The sunrise will be at 7:30 a.m. and set at 5:54 p.m. The sundial time minus the watch time will equal the extreme value of 16 minutes and 29 seconds. So the sun's transit will actually be early at 12:42 p.m. The moon will be passing 1 degree south of Astro 3 Juno at 4 a.m. and you'll be able to catch that before 2 a.m. Because Juno usually sets in Shango around that time. So catch that around 1 a.m. You'll be able to see the Astro 3 Juno around the moon.
And I thought you was hot.
Oh no.
Hold on 1 second and we'll get into November 4th.
I'm a tech now. I'm in nursing school, so I'm a nursing student.
So you really like all this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my thing.
Is this your thing?
Yeah.
November 4th, we are in the waxing gibbous moon at 80%. The moon is going to rise at 4:16 p.m. and set at 3:13 a.m. in the Olukun zodiac energy. The sun will rise at 7:32 a.m. and set at 5:53 p.m. There will be a morning visibility of the moon will start to begin. The moon and Neptune will be at minimal angle at 7:27 a.m. The moon will be 3.2 degrees south-southeast. You'll be able to observe that at 2:47 a.m. with a 4.5 degrees south-southwest separation. Conjunction will occur at 5:36 a.m. with the moon at 3.5 degrees south in Shango. So I say, like, if you guys are up that early in the morning, when the moon and Neptune are doing their dance around each other, definitely an awesome time to meditate on your emotions, on your feelings. What are you feeling? Is some of those feelings being derived from spirit? What spirit? Name the spirit and all those different things like that. Venus and Zubin al-Janubi will be in conjunction at 8:33 a.m. Venus will be 0.3 degrees north. Minimal angle will be at 10:38 a.m. with Venus at 0.3 northeast. As in the Scorpius constellation. So, you know, all my lovers out there, have fun. The moon and Jupiter will be in conjunction at 2:59 p.m. The moon will be 3.4 degrees south. Minimal angle will be at 6:19 p.m. with the moon 3 degrees south-southeast. So a lot of energy is going to be happening in our sacral chakra on that Pisces Olukun side on November 4th. You know, be mindful of just keeping that chakra balanced on that day. You know, you don't want to be underactive or overactive in your pleasure seeking or your joy seeking. November 5th, we'll have the waxing gibbous moon at 88%. The moon is going to rise at 4:40 p.m. and set at 4:22 a.m. It'll be in Ogun zodiac energy. The sunrise will be at 7:32 a.m. and it's going to set at 5:52 p.m. On November 6th, which is Sunday, we'll be in the waxing gibbous moon at 94%. The moon is going to rise at 4:03 p.m. and set at 4:29 a.m. We'll be in the Ogun zodiac energy.
Are you on?
I am.
Sunrise will be at 6:34 a.m. and it'll set at 4:51 p.m.
What's up with my legs? What you was in here?
The east side of the moon, Mare Crisium, will be tipped into view, and the activity of the Leonidas from the Leo constellation will begin. So we have a new meteor shower coming starting on Sunday. They move about 20 an hour, and I believe that their maximum activity will be November 18th. And that the star that those meteorites are actually coming from will be from the lion's mane.
I don't know what you mean.
That's right.
Hold on.
Names, I do not. Well, I don't believe this bitch is working over here.
Well, I'm just restarting it.
The evening visibility of Gemini is going to begin on Sunday as well. And then the moon will be at aphelion, which is the furthest point from the sun in orbit around the earth. So the moon will be kind of dim that day.
Now I don't feel the left no more.
And then we have the 7th.
So you like what you're doing, Bubba?
I do.
November 7th, which is Monday, we have the waxing gibbous moon at 98%. The moon is going to rise at 4:28 p.m. and it'll set at 5:36 a.m. We'll be in the Oshun zodiac energy. Thank you. The sun will rise at 6:35 a.m. and it's going to set at 4:50 p.m. the Orionids will reach the end of their activity. So we've been experiencing the meteor shower from the Orion constellation for the past couple weeks. That's going to end on Monday. All right. There will be an evening visibility of Gemini, and then Mercury and Zubin Al Janubi will be minimal angle at 11:36 p.m. Mercury will be zero point 0.2 degrees south southwest. So that's what I have for you guys for the weekly planetary forecast. Don't forget from 6:45 to 7:18 a.m. on November 8th that morning. And I'll remind you guys again because I'll be doing the planetary forecast on Monday, God willing. I don't get hit by another vehicle. You know, I'll be there to remind you guys that we're going to do that collective breathing, bringing in the full lunar eclipse, because we started this lunar cycle with a partial lunar eclipse with the new moon, but we'll be ending this lunar cycle with the full lunar eclipse and the new full moon, and it'll be red because the moon will be near a Mars colored stars, Aldebaran colored stars and things. So that's gonna be beautiful and pretty exciting. I can't wait to do this collective breathing with you and really, setting our intentions more, because this will be an Oshun. So we got to, we'll get to talk more on our heart and our feelings and our emotions. So start writing some letters to your heart chakra, definitely, and start writing out some heart chakra affirmations, and we can share them during the collective breathing. I think that'll be really dope, and I would really like to share those moments with you. I hope you guys enjoy doing the collective breathing with me. And again, just reminding you guys that I won't be doing the hump day reading this week because I'm not feeling well, one, and two, I'm on my monthly. I don't do readings on my monthly. For those of you guys who tapped in and reached out to me about the name readings, they will be happening by this weekend, if not the beginning of next week. I definitely want to give those to you prior to the collective breathing, so that you guys can start the cycle over with those readings in your mind and on your heart. Unfortunately, I will not be closing out this lunar cycle with any more readings. I can't do any more readings. I don't do readings when I'm on my monthly. Just not interested. It doesn't do well. My energy is just doing too much right now. But beginning the next cycle, I could definitely do some eclipse readings for you guys. Just reach out for a limited time only. I am doing 88-minute sessions for $33. Tap into that before the winter season is over, and then the price will be going back up to what it was at 111. Be on the lookout for my interviews. I do have an interview this Friday, November 4th on YouTube. I'll be interviewing Dr. Enki. For those of you guys don't know, he's a melanin master. He will be talking to us about melanin, about sea moss. I'm going to watch his documentary and come through with some questions on his documentary and the basis of all of his information that he's accumulated. He is not only a researcher, but he actually is an explorer and does his own experimentations for some of his research. So that's a plus. I always love to meet people who do their own scientific experiments to come up with their information. And so I'm very excited to do this interview with him this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Tuesday, November 8th, I will be aligning with Killer Priest, during our full moon evening. And I'm very excited to communicate with him in regards to his lyrical content. We'll be breaking down some of his lyrics, having him elaborate on that. And hopefully in the midst of doing that, we'll be camel walking with his mindset and his heart set and his spiritual alignments and things like that. And just talking about his spiritual journey. And for those of you guys who aren't tapped in on Do the Knowledge Radio, Killer Priest is actually live on Do the Knowledge Radio. I think right now you guys can tap in and listen to that interview. I know I will be, and taking my notes and preparing myself for our interview. I hope you're ready for me, because I'm a Virgo. I'm doing my research for these ones. These will be my first interviews in a long time. You guys remember when I used to do the interviews on Fridays with all the USAR Moors and the Moorish American Consulate and stuff like that. So I haven't done that in a couple years. So this will be really exciting. I think the universe is really pushing me towards doing more virtual events, more events in the comfort of my home space, and less out in the town where all the riffraff is happening. And I could have been told that in a more calm way, but it is what it is. I'm here, Malik's here. Y'all collectively meditate for me, breathe with me as I will be getting surgery in the morning with my leg and hopefully be healing from there. Thank you guys for tapping into the planetary forecast. This is Sunshine Monet L. I will probably we'll see how my healing goes, but as you guys obviously see, I'll be pushing back the forex course. We'll see how the mineralogy and the herbal health class course goes. If November is not looking good for me, we'll probably push all those things back to the beginning of 2023, where less nobodies will actually be enrolling fully its entire courses. And honestly, I think that's where the universe is pushing me anyway. So I'll be getting those things in order and building upon those things. And y'all just be on the lookout for sunshine, because I'm not stopping. This doesn't stop me. It just redirects me and teaches me how to rest when I need to rest and when I should be resting, and build when I should be building. Because my Mars in Gemini is really activated right now, and not putting in consideration that it's in retrograde to slow me down. I just thought, oh, it's still in my natal, so I'm finna be lit. And jokes on me, right? But I love y'all. I thank you guys for sharing these moments with me. We're going to end it at the 119. Oh, and my room is 9101. And for guys don't know, my birthday is 919. So peace, y'all.
And my